Welcome. Today I am going to read and reflect on Lesson 10. And before I start with the text, I want to thank you so much for taking part of this, and I have received very, very wonderful comment lately, the last 24 hours, and it makes me so very, very filled with joy and encouragement and gratitude and light. So I really, really appreciate it so much. Feel free to comment on anything, especially when you think I might be missing something in the text. And here comes somebody who wants to comment. Yeah. We are going on with Lesson 10 today. Can you sit beside me and give me some input whenever you think I miss something? Thank you. Shobbe, my cat, my ragdoll, 13 years old. So, lesson number 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. This idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware or become aware in the practice periods. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. We have made this distinction before and will do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. And that sentence I have to read again. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. And I will go ahead with that sentence for a third time. When you do what? I already lost what I'm at here. So the lesson is, my thoughts do not mean anything. And although I'm trained, I don't find a better word for it, but trained means both as the personal journey that I have had since mid-90s when I started with meditation and opened myself to spiritual literature and spiritual people. And also as in my job that I practiced for many years and still do sometimes in therapy, Gestalt therapy, not believing your thoughts, all your thoughts are your thoughts, is a way to inner peace. And that is a Eastern philosophy, and in Buddhism, don't believe your thoughts. That's the biggest mistake we can do. So that's a bit of my background, and still, although this has been the red thread through decades, I still have difficulty to grasp the text. So my thoughts do not mean anything. Yeah. The reason I will repeat now, The reason the idea is applicable to all of them, referring to the practice periods, is that they are not your real thoughts. Okay, so I have thoughts in my head, but they are not my real thoughts. I accept that. We have made this distinction before and will do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. This is the second time we have used this kind of idea. The form is only slightly different, and I'm getting bitten now by my playful friend, furry friend here. And that's only an expression of love, and that I should give more attention right now, and I will later. Yeah. So this is the second time we have used this kind of idea. The form now is slightly different. This time, the idea is introduced with my thoughts instead of these thoughts. And no link is made overtly with the things around you. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. Okay. All right. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. Okay, so what do I think I think? This is tricky, and it's so fun. I love it. I continue. This aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless. All right, here we go. Yeah, go and lie down on your cushion. Yeah. All right. This aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless, outside rather than within, and then stressed their past rather than their present status. Now we are emphasizing that the presence of these thoughts, within quotation marks, means that you are not thinking. This is merely another way of repeating your earliest statement that your mind is really blank. To recognize this is to recognize nothingness when you think you see it. As such, it is the prerequisite for vision. Close your eyes for these exercises and introduce them by repeating the idea for today quite slowly to yourself. Then add, this idea will help to realize me. No. I'm not reading correct now. This idea will help to release me from all that I know, believe. And I'm just going ahead. I'm not going into intellectualizing again. The exercises consist, as before, in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you without selection or judgment. And here comes a reflection. We have numerous thoughts every 24 hour, every day, every night, when we dream also. So the brain is always working. Maybe some of us have even more speed in our heads without I will use the word control, because we are wired differently. We have different kinds of brains, and I don't know that much about the human brain, but I know about my brain, and it's a producer of thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts, and for me, meditation has been a must to slow them down. Because when I wake up in the morning, and when I have come to the shower, and maybe that's only 2-minute walk, and getting ready for the shower, the brain has already got into hundreds of meaningless thoughts, usually stressful, if I don't calibrate them with meditation or just thinking thank you instead of a lot of garbage. All right. So I will continue we are in the end of the lesson now. The exercises consist, as before, in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you, without selection or judgment. And what I said previously is judging, because I call them garbage. So maybe that's not the real. Maybe I should stop that kind of language. We'll see. Try to avoid classification of any kind. In fact, if you find it helpful to do so, you might imagine that you're watching an oddly assorted procession going by with as little of any personal meaning to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, my thoughts about, and then fill in blank, does not mean anything. For example, from my getting up in the morning to the bathroom, my thoughts about my job getting there, my economy, my relationship, my cooking something to eat tonight, and the world situation, and I'm going through, why did I do that 20 years ago? Did I say that to that person? And this propeller of garbage, here we go again, I call it that. What should I do with it? Yeah, I filled in blanks. So if I go through all thoughts that propeller in my brain only for a short couple of minutes, I need more fill in blanks here. Anyway, the lesson is, my thought about all this does not mean anything. One could ask, and I still ask that question when I come across this exercise, is, okay, so if they don't mean anything, if my thoughts about something does not mean anything, then what will happen to my life? Because I will not solve anything. If they don't mean anything, they are meaningless, and I will not act on them because there is no point to act on them. And what will happen? Will I just sit in a corner and watch things happen, and then mold will grow on me, and that will be it? That would be the result if I don't act on my thoughts. That is my normal training. So I'm very curious still. What will actually be the I was about to say result. Maybe we're not talking about results here. Just a new way of being, and that is far, far from getting results. A new way of being. Oh, yeah. Okay, so being and doing. Different things. There we go. I will not sit in a corner with thinking these thoughts doesn't mean anything. I need to eat, but that thought doesn't mean anything, so I will not get food. I should go and have a shower because I haven't for 14 days. But my thoughts don't mean anything, so I will not. No, it doesn't mean that. It probably means that being, and still doing everything we have to do as having this bodily experience. We do, but maybe we should not identify with the doing. I will go on. Okay, so last sentences here. Today's thought can obviously serve for any thought that distresses you at any time. So we are talking about distressful thoughts here, of course. And most of my thoughts are distressful if I don't calm myself. Or that used to be the case anyhow. Maybe not so much anymore. In addition, 5 practice periods are recommended, each involving no more than a minute or so of mind searching. It is not recommended that this time period will be extended, and it should be reduced to half a minute or less if you experience discomfort. Remember, however, to repeat the idea slowly before applying it specifically, and also add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. This idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. And I will now turn to Tokyo and ask for my dear son's reflection on this lesson.
Yeah, thanks. Tokyo here. It's been great listening to this. While listening to your reading of the chapter for today, I thought that a great sort of separate title, or if we were to come up with another title for the book, it could be Reminders of the Miracles of Life, or reminders on how to look at life and be happy. Because, I think there was another lesson probably last week that said, I only see the past and so on. That's a reminder of something real. And this lesson today has, most thoughts are meaningless. It's a reminder. I know that this might be a sort of a spoiler. But I know that you.
But it doesn't mean. But it does not mean anything.
Yeah, right. I know that you plan on reading Marcus Aurelius' says meditations sometime in the future.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that book, I think it's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to that. And I know that book was titled by Marcus Aurelius as not meditations but reflections to myself.
Yes.
Well, see, he wrote the things in the book, which largely they're connected to this book as well. I mean, it's the same sort of thinking, how you observe your thoughts and so on. And he wrote it as a book to read during difficult times, containing things that he didn't want to forget
And that is more than
about
2,000,
life.
and that is about 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's 2,000 years ago, yeah. So, yeah, it was just a great, that's just something I thought about, it's a great book.
The Roman
The Course in
Emperor,
Miracles.
yeah.
The Course in Miracles is a great book to just open and then be reminded of what's important and how one should look at things. And I also like the thing about looking at thoughts as an odd procession going by.
Looking at thoughts as an odd procession going by. Did you say? Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it said that.
Odd procession going by. Good.
Odd procession, yeah. So a group of odd people that you have nothing to do with, just walking by.
Good.
And one is sort of looking at them. And it's something that I, living overseas, that situation is not strange to me at all because I experience it sort of every day, looking at something happening, which I don't understand. But that's freeing in a way.
Have you never felt trapped in them? Like, somebody is sick, insane, is talking inside your head?
Of course. And that's what the book is talking about, how to distance oneself from that. But yeah, it's a great, interesting chapter.
It is.
That's all I had to say, really. So Tokyo out.
Tokyo out. Good night, Tokyo. It's morning, late morning in Stockholm, and it's about late afternoon in Tokyo. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much, and please keep on commenting and liking, and please subscribe. See you soon.